The Dendera Light, Part 5. What the Dendera Light was really for. The ring below them was moving now, slow, heavy, ancient, but alive. Daniel couldn't take his eyes off it. The chamber beneath the temple was no longer dim. Panels along the walls were glowing in layers, one after another, like a system reconnecting after centuries of silence. The deep tones continued. One, pause, another. Not random, measured. Daniel spoke quietly. That's definitely a sequence. Lena nodded, watching the structure carefully. Yes. Arman looked toward the carvings on the wall again. The so-called Dendera lights were shining brighter now than at any point before, almost like indicators on a control panel. Daniel stepped closer to the wall. You said these show power levels. Lena nodded. Look at the outer rings. Daniel focused on the carvings. He hadn't noticed it earlier, but the glow wasn't uniform. Some sections were brighter, some dimmer. Patterns, like stages. Daniel whispered, "So the ancient Egyptians didn't build this?" Arman answered, "No. They discovered it." "Yes." Daniel looked back at the chamber below. "And they tried to understand it." Lena added quietly, "or control it." Another tone echoed, stronger. The ring below them rotated faster now. Not fast, but accelerating. Daniel leaned over the opening again. More of the machine was visible now. The ring was part of a larger structure embedded into the floor and walls of the chamber. A core in the center, dark but beginning to glow. Daniel felt a strange mix of awe and fear. What if this isn't a generator? Arman looked at him. "What do you think it is?" Daniel hesitated, then said something that made both of them look at him differently. "What if it's not producing energy?" He pointed at the rotating ring. "What if it's transmitting it?" Lena's expression changed immediately. "That's exactly what we started to suspect." Daniel's pulse quickened. "To where?" Lena slowly shook her head. "We don't know." Another tone, louder. The glow in the chamber intensified again. Daniel looked back at the Dendera carving, and suddenly the relief made more sense than before. The oval shape, the serpent, the pillar. It wasn't a light bulb. It was something else entirely. A flow, energy moving through a channel, guided, directed. Daniel whispered, "The serpent isn't a symbol of life." Arman finished the thought. "It's movement." Lena added, "Energy moving through a conduit." Daniel looked at them. "So the Dendera light," Arman nodded, "was never a lamp." Another vibration shook the crypt, this one stronger than all the others. The chamber below lit up brighter, and for the first time Daniel saw the center of the machine clearly. Symbols, hundreds of them, activating, lighting up one by one. Daniel's voice dropped. "That's not Egyptian writing." "No," Lena said, "it's not." Arman looked closer. Then his face went pale. Daniel noticed immediately. "What is it?" Arman took a step back. "That pattern." Daniel waited. "Where have you seen it?" Arman answered slowly. "In structures that shouldn't exist." Daniel blinked. "That can't be right." Lena spoke quietly. "We've seen the same symbols in satellite scans of buried ruins." Daniel stared at them both. "You're serious?" Another tone echoed, this time different, lower, longer. Daniel felt something strange then, a faint vibration in the air, not just the floor, the air itself, almost like pressure changing. "What is that?" Lena looked uneasy now. "That's new." Arman looked at the rotating ring again, then at the carvings, then back at the chamber, and suddenly he understood something. "No." Daniel looked at him. "What?"
Arman spoke slowly. "This machine was never meant to power a city.
Daniel's chest tightened. Then what was it meant for? Arman looked directly at the glowing core below. Communication. Daniel felt a chill run down his spine. With who? No one answered immediately, because at that exact moment, the core of the machine activated fully. A burst of light filled the chamber below, not blinding, but intense. The rotating ring sped up slightly, and then the tones stopped completely. Silence. Deep, unnatural silence. Daniel whispered, "That's worse." Lena nodded, "Yes." Then suddenly, a new sound emerged from the machine. Not mechanical, not electrical, structured, like a signal being received. Daniel felt his heartbeat in his ears. "That's not a transmission going out." Arman finished the thought. "It's one coming back." Daniel slowly turned toward him. "You mean something answered?" No one spoke, because the symbols on the machine were changing now, rearranging, forming patterns. And then Daniel noticed something impossible. The same symbols began appearing on the walls of the crypt, on the ancient carvings, like the relief itself was reacting. Daniel whispered, "That carving wasn't just a map." Lena nodded slowly. "It's part of the system." Another vibration moved through the temple, but this time it came from above. Daniel looked toward the ceiling. "What was that?" Arman's voice was quiet. "That wasn't the machine." Lena looked up too. "That sounded like footsteps, distant, but many." Daniel frowned. "Tourists?" Arman shook his head immediately. "No." "Then who?" Arman answered with one sentence that made the situation far more serious. "People who noticed the signal." Daniel's stomach dropped. "You're saying other groups are coming here?" Lena nodded. "And they won't stop once they realize what this is." Daniel looked back down at the chamber again. The machine was still glowing, still active, still receiving something. Then a final symbol appeared at the center of the core, a single mark, different from the others, older looking. Daniel leaned closer. "Can you translate it?" Lena studied it carefully. Her expression slowly changed. Confusion first, then realization, then something close to fear. Daniel's voice was low. "What does it say?" She hesitated, then answered quietly. "It's not a word." "Then what is it?" Lena looked up at both of them. "It's a location." Daniel froze. "A location where?" She turned back toward the machine. The symbol glowed brighter. Arman whispered, "Coordinates." Daniel's heart started racing again. "Coordinates to what?" No one spoke for several seconds. Then the machine emitted one final tone, short, sharp, and the glow in the chamber dimmed slightly. But it didn't turn off, not completely. It stayed active, waiting, listening. And Daniel realized something that made the entire mystery even bigger. The Dendera Light was never meant to illuminate the past. It was meant to guide someone to something else, somewhere else. And now, someone had answered.